The Mystery Incorporated gang was camping in the woods. After a long night telling spooky stories, everyone was hungry, especially Scooby-Doo. "Roo-row, Raggy." "Rempty," he whined, shaking an empty box of his favorite snack, Scooby Snacks. The food crate was empty except for one box of Crunchy OS cereal. Fred poured the cereal into a bowl for Scooby. As the last few O's fell out, a small, rolled-up piece of parchment fell onto the table. "Like, what's that?" Shaggy asked, unrolling it.
"Zoinks.
"It looks super old." The parchment was a map of the nearby town, Grist Mill Grove, with a large X marked on the old, abandoned grain mill. Underneath was a riddle. Asterisk, find the grain that turned to stone. To find the treasure, not alone. Asterisk. Daphne grabbed her laptop. "Let's research the mill," she said. She discovered that the mill was owned by a man named Jedediah Crackle, who supposedly hid his fortune inside before it shut down 100 years ago. No one ever found it. Velma adjusted her glasses. "Jinkies. This isn't just a random clue. Someone must have hidden this in the cereal box. But who? And why would they lead us to it?" It was a mystery before they even reached the mystery. Fred, as always, had a plan. "Gang, we need to split up. Shaggy and Scooby, you check out the town's general store for more cereal boxes. Daphne, Velma, and I will investigate the old mill." Shaggy and Scooby shivered. Like, why do we always get the scary job? At the Grist Mill General Store, Shaggy and Scooby found the cereal aisle. They started opening boxes, looking for more clues. The store manager, a grumpy man named Mr. Brand, saw them. "Hey, stop messing up my merchandise," he yelled, chasing them out with a broom. As they ran, Shaggy noticed something. Like, that guy wasn't just mad, Scoob. He was super nervous. They hid behind a post and watched Mr. Brand lock up his store early and hurry away, looking over his shoulder. Meanwhile, at the old mill, Fred, Daphne, and Velma found it locked up tight. The place was dusty and full of cobwebs. On the floor, they found a single, modern-looking footprint. They weren't the only ones recently interested in the mill. Velma remembered the riddle. Asterisk, find the grain that turned to stone. Asterisk, she looked around. Of course, in old mills, sometimes grain gets so packed and hard it fossilizes. They searched and found a hardened lump of grain in a corner, looking like a rock. Under the grain stone, they found another clue. This one was a key with the number 7 engraved on it. The riddle on the back said, asterisk, the 7th sack holds the lock. Time is ticking. Hear the clock, asterisk. Suddenly, a spooky figure in a flour-dusted ghost costume appeared, the grain grinder ghost. It let out a moan and chased them through the mill. "Let's get out of here," Fred yelled as they scrambled out a window. The whole gang met back at the mystery machine. They compared notes: the nervous store owner, the ghost, the key, and the riddle. "It seems like someone doesn't want us to find that treasure," Daphne deduced. They snuck back into the mill at night. The main room was filled with old, dusty burlap sacks. "There must be 100 sacks here," Shaggy whined. "Like, which one is number 7? Scooby, sniffing the air, led them directly to a sack with a faint 7 stitched on it. Inside the sack was a small, locked metal box. The key from under the grain stone fit perfectly. Inside was not gold, but another note. Asterisk, the real treasure is the secret recipe. Find it before it's lost for all eternity. Asterisk.